When I was a little girl, I would go to my great-grandma's house. We called her Mammy. And Mammy had the coolest thing in her house, which was a closet full of boxes. We called it the box closet, at least I did. And you would open this closet, it was filled with empty boxes, and I would get those and I would use scissors and tape and I would make all sorts of creations. That may have been why I became a maker. So I'm going to show you how to make some things. Really, I'm just getting your ideas going because I want to see what you can create. How resourceful can you be? Maybe you don't have tape at home. It's going to be trickier. I made this house without tape. It's a little wonky, but still kind of cool. So you can do it without tape. I'd be interested to see what you guys come up with. What else can you make? How resourceful can you be? What can you find around your house that could join things together? How could you make something without really taking it apart that much? Like this one. So let's get started. If you don't have tape, I'm going to recommend starting with the smallest box you can find. And let's just be super creative and see if we can make a house without cutting into it that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide I want part of this box for the base of my house. I'm going to say to here. And then I want part of this house for the roof. So I'm going to be careful as I cut into it, and I'm going to cut down the sides and fold, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to use my cheater ruler, which is just a piece of paper, and I'm going to fold that there. So if I put that over here, it'll be the same. So I'm going to make a mark all around my box. So now I have these flaps cut. I had to be a little bit careful. But I don't want my roof this tall. You could, but I'm going to make mine smaller. So I'm just going to fold one of these down. Fold this one down to match it. I'm going to cut a slit in this side. Okay, so if I cut a slit in this side of this one, then I want to cut a slit in the opposite side of this one. Cut this slit here. Cut this slit here. Now, those two joints can just fit in and fall down. How awesome is that? Okay, well, I would be super interested in how other people solve this problem. So I'm going to trace this with a pencil or Sharpie, and I'm going to draw out some tabs like a paper doll. I don't know if you guys have played with paper dolls. I did when I was a little girl. So I'm going to do that and flip those onto the inside. So let's look at what I've got now. I have this roof that was slitted in together. I have these gables that have these tabs. And there's a couple things I could do. One thing I could do is I could sandwich these tabs in here. I'd have to have something sticky to hold it down. Maybe glue, maybe tape, maybe chew up some chewing gum and stick it in there. I don't know. What do you guys think you could use? Okay, I am super lucky. I found a hot glue gun, and I think that is just going to be super duper easy for me. But like I said, regular glue would work. You just have to hold it there longer. Tape too. Tape would be fast. If you want to make a chimney, you're going to have to cut that so that it's at an angle so that it will go straight up and down. So you want to try to match the angle of your house, and then you probably have to do a similar thing with the tabs that we did before so you can have some way of attaching it. Well, I've made a huge mess, but it's been fun. So I want you to be thinking about what kind of details do you want to add. You want to use construction paper. You could do collage if you have some magazines. You could paint. I'm working on this one. Made a little roof detail with just the same cereal boxes. So be thinking of what you want to do and gather some materials for that. Maybe you could cover it in fabric, yarn, some sticks from outside could be really cool. Get creative, brainstorm, and we will cover these next. For my main outside covering, I used pages from a magazine and just glued those with a glue stick onto the outside of the house. And then I am using a streamer, cutting some fringe into that and hot gluing that to create the thatched roof look on the top. Then I cut a door from chipboard and just Sharpied a design onto that and glued it onto the front. And for the chimney, I used a magazine again and glued that around to that. Here's the finished product of the house. Just for fun, in case anybody's interested, I'll go ahead and put this little castle in so you guys can see how I did that.